This is my indoor grow light setup that I use for starting seedlings indoors. It's nothing fancy and it's not very expensive. It's pretty simple. The frame is just made out of PVC pipe and the light itself is just a regular fluorescent shop light. I got the idea for this from another YouTube channel called MHPGardener. He had a video about his grow light and his grow light stand, and he explained what he used to make the PVC pipe frame, and I pretty much just copied everything that he said. I'll put a link to his video in my description. Right now I have my tomato and pepper seedlings growing under the grow light. It's January and it's really cold, so I wouldn't be able to have these outside right now, but they're warm and cozy inside. I always start my tomato and pepper seeds inside in January under this grow light, and it works great. So the light's being held up by these chains that are hanging from this little S hook here, and it's adjustable. So right now I have it really low because the seedlings are really small right now. So I want to keep the light as close to the top of the seedlings as I can get it without actually touching the leaves. I don't want to burn the leaves, but it's important to let the seedlings get a lot of light, because if they don't get enough light, if they have to reach for the light, then the stems will grow long and leggy, meaning that they'll be really thin and spindly and not strong and not able to hold up the weight of the plant. And a lot of times they'll just fall over. So when these start to grow a little bigger, I'll adjust this by just, moving the chain up. And obviously there's still a lot of chain left. I could move this up really high if I wanted to. So when the seedlings start to grow high, I'll keep moving this way up until I transplant them outside. This is a 4-foot long light, and it has 4 T8 fluorescent bulbs in it. They're the daylight kind of bulbs, and these work fine for starting seedlings. When I first started using the grow light, I was using 2 cool spectrum and 2 warm spectrum lights to try to balance the light spectrum, and that worked fine, but I thought daylight seemed even better, so I switched to that when those last bulbs died, and both have worked just fine. You may have noticed that my cat keeps getting up here during this video. For one thing, she always wants to be in the videos. She also loves this grow light for some reason. Anytime I move the trays out and there's an empty space underneath the grow light while it's still turned on, she will get under there and lay there all day. I've been using this grow light for quite a few years now to start my seedlings indoors, and I really like it. The seedlings grow really fast and healthy in here, in the ideal temperature with a good amount of light and no bugs to bother them. I always end up with really healthy, big, strong seedlings. In the past, I've done some experiments where I started some of my seedlings indoors under the grow light and the other half outdoors, just in the normal, natural light. And the seedlings that I started indoors under the grow light did so much better. They grew faster, they were healthier and stronger, and the ones outside just were not as strong. They had more problems from not getting the right amount of light or bugs, or it's also harder to keep them watered because they dry out faster when they're outside, and it's harder to keep an eye on them. I just like them inside where I can keep an eye on them so much better. So I don't start all of my seedlings this way, but the ones that take a really long time to grow, like tomatoes and peppers, and my cool season stuff that I like to get a head start on for the season, those type of things I do try to start indoors. Honestly, I would probably start more things indoors if I had another light. I run out of room under this light, so I'm kind of limited in what I can start in here. But I have thought about getting another grow light because I do like this so much. Well, hopefully I've shown you that you don't need to spend a lot of money to be able to start your seedlings indoors under a grow light. This simple setup has worked really well for me for quite a few years, and I'm really happy with it. So I just wanted to share and hopefully give you some ideas.